Welcome to Prof. Hans Lucas online math lessons. Let us consider this particular question from coordinate geometry under additional mathematics. This is one of the questions that was written by the 2019 additional mathematics candidates. Please, let's see how we go about answering this particular question. In the diagram below, triangle PRN and triangle PRQ are isosceles. QS is a perpendicular bisector of PR, and the coordinates of N are 5, 4. The equations of PR, PQ, and Rn are 7y equals to x plus 28 and 3y equals to 4x minus 8 respectively. Let's see how we go about this particular question. The first question reads, find the coordinates of S. Number B, find the area of triangle PRN. Let's see how we answer this particular question. So first we need to analyze this particular diagram that has been given to us, and we're asked to find the coordinates of S. For us to properly find the coordinates of S, it's important to know the coordinates of R and P. Now we know here that this R is actually x, 0, because this is along the x-axis where y value always equals to 0. And the same is true of the coordinates of P here. P, we can say this is 0, y as n x coordinate or x value on the y-axis equals to 0. So then it's the matter of us now finding the value of x here at R and the value of y at P. Now how do we do that? Well, we're going to use the concept of the intersecting of lines. So you see that line RN is given by this equation here, 3y equals to 4x minus 8. And we also know that at this particular point on the x-axis, we know that the x-axis is also referred to as the line y is equals to 0. So we have now two equations. We've got this particular equation here and this particular equation y equals to 0. So what we're going to do here is that we see that these two equations, they intersect. So what we'll do here is this. We know to say here y is equal to 0. So meaning where we have y in this particular equation, we'll put 0. So this will be 3, you open the bracket, you put y0 is equal to 4x minus 8. And here I've got 0 is equal to 4x minus 8. So you see here that 4x is equals to 0 plus 8, which is just 8. X therefore is equal to 2. You see? So here we now know what x value is as being equals to 2. That's what you do. Now let's move on to finding the y value. What we do? We'll use the same concept of the y-axis is also referred to as the equation of x is equals to 0. And we also know that this particular line here is defined. The PQ line is given by 7y is equals to x plus 28. So see that these two lines or these two equations that intersect each other. So what we're going to do in this particular equation where we see x, we put 0. If we do so, we're going to have 7. This is 7 here. 7y is equals to, where I've got the x, we put 0 plus 28. Okay, and of course, this is 28 here, please. So we're going to have 7y is equals to 28, which we know y will equal to 4. So in this case, we now know what y is as being equals to 4. Now, remember, we want to find the coordinate of S. We want to find the coordinates of x or of S here. That is to say, the x value and the y value. So the fact that we know to say the point S is on the midway of line PR, we know to say we're basically finding what we call the midpoint. In other words, the point S is the midpoint of PR. So we're going to use the concept of midpoint to find the coordinate of S. How do you do that? Well, it's very easy. So we're going to name the point P as X1, Y1, and the point R as X2, Y2. Then we come up with a formula for the midpoint. Follow along, please. So this is the formula for the midpoint. So S, or the coordinate of S, which is X, Y, is given by X2 plus X1 over 2, Y2 plus Y1 over 2. Let's see how we find the S coordinates. So X2, we know that is 2 plus X1, we know that's 0, and this will be over 2. Y2, we know that is 0 plus Y1, that is equals to 4, everything over 2. Then we say this will equals to 2 plus 0, that's 2 over 2, 0 plus 4, that's 4 over 2. When we simplify this, we have 1, 2. Therefore, the S coordinates are actually 1, 2. So we say therefore, the S coordinates are 1, 2 as the solution. Let's now move on to the B part, where you are asked to find the area of triangle PRN. Take note, the area of triangle PRN. So let's use a certain formula and see how we get to find the area of triangle PRN. So to answer the B part, which is the area of triangle PRN, we're going to use what we call the shoelace formula, where we're going to pick the coordinates of triangle PRN in the order it is mentioned, and we're going to use the anti-clockwise or counterclockwise direction. So we'll pick the coordinates from P, we'll pick R, also pick N here in the anti-clockwise or counterclockwise direction. So in this case, we'll start with picking the coordinates of P, then the coordinates of R, and of course the coordinates of N. Then we use what we call the shoelace formula. This is the order. So then we've picked the coordinates of P. So we're going to name the coordinates of P as 1, 1, the coordinates of R as 2, 2, the coordinates of N as 3, 3. Once this is done, we're going now to apply this particular coordinates in this particular formula here, which we call the shoelace formula for finding the area of a triangle. So this will be 1/2 x1 we know as 0, y1 we know as 4, x2 we know as 2, y2 we know as 0, x3 we know as 5, y3 we know as 4. Then we repeat, x1 is 0, y1 is 4. We close. Then what we do here is to first find the sum or the product of the major diagonals. So these are what you call major diagonals. So that's what we're going to do. So say 1/2, you open here, 0 times 0 is 0, plus 2 times 2 is 8, plus 5 times 4 is 20. We close. After closing this, we're going to say minus the product of the minor diagonals now. So say 4 by 2, that's 8, plus 0 times 5 is 0, 4 times 0 is 0. We close, and we close here. So we're going to have, so of course we're going to say this is equals to 1/2. Let's work out what is inside here. We're going to say 0 plus 8 is 8, 8 plus 20, that's 28, minus 8 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. So here we have 8 here. We close. We have 1/2, 28 minus 8, that is 20. And we see that 2 into 20, that's 10. So therefore, this is 10 square units. Is actually the area of triangle PRN. And this is how you get to find the area of triangle PRN. Please, this is the formula. The formula is referred to as Euler's formula, where you have 1/2. You write the coordinates in the anti-clockwise direction. Remember, the first coordinate have to be repeated at the end. This is x1, y1, have to be repeated x1, y1. Then now you multiply the diagonals, the major diagonals here, the product of the major diagonal. Then you add the sum of the product of the major diagonals minus the sum of the product of the minor diagonal. Then the difference, you need to multiply it by 1/2, which will give you the 10 square units. That's how you go about it. Quite interesting, right? Thank you for watching. Please follow along these videos, subscribe, like the videos. This is additional mathematics. Remember, Professor Hanseluka offers both ordinary mathematics and additional mathematics. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next videos.